Welcome, mamas. My name is Jana Maydal, and today I'm here with my friend Anita, who is going to be telling you how motherhood is timeless, and it is so good. Her devotional, you guys, is just filled with funny illustrations and truths. So can you kind of unpack that for our listeners and just kind of tell them maybe even what it was like living in Belize and all that other good jazz?
Yes. I was reading Isaiah 43, and I came across the verse that says, "You are my witnesses, O Israel." And then it says, "You have been chosen to know me and believe in me from eternity to eternity." And I see my mothering as a link in a chain from Eve until the end of time. All mothers are part of the chain. We are witnesses from eternity to eternity. So it's very important to pass on the past to prepare our children for the future. And it reminded me when I was a little girl, we lived in Belize and we did not have a TV because we didn't have electricity, and you need electricity to operate a TV. So one of the things we would do for fun was just storytelling. And I loved when my mom told stories about her childhood in the amazing land of Iowa, where chickens live in houses and farmers get milk from cows instead of from a tin can.
That's
and
so awesome.
Snow falls from the sky and you can build a snowman. And I just thought this sounded like the most exotic place. And now I have children and we live in the land of Minnesota. And so I tell them about my childhood in Belize, where I had, a pet toucan and a pet parrot, and we had to walk most places or ride in the back of a truck. And my childhood seems very exotic to them. But I love the fact that I am passing on stories from my childhood and from my mother's childhood to my children. And I look at the mothers in the time of Isaiah and how they were in captivity. Right. And it was their responsibility as mothers to pass on the stories of God and right. who God was, so that the kids didn't see their current life as the only life out there.
That's good.
And most of these parents didn't even they didn't even have the length of time in captivity that they could see, that they never got to see the end of captivity.
Right, sure.
And so for their children to have hope that something was beyond there, they had to tell the stories of how God used a slave boy in ancient Egypt to save an entire nation, more than one nation. Like all the other nations came to Joseph for food during the famine. And how that same slave boy forgave the brothers who sold him into slavery, and how powerful that story was, and how powerful the God who can work in someone's heart to produce that, how powerful that is, and just to give them hope that the place that they are in it's a link in a chain. It is not the beginning and end of all things. And so it's really important to me for my kids to see that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I even think of, so I have 3 girls, and I realized one night, this was a couple years back, that after we were all sitting around the table and my girls were like, "Tell me stories about me when I was a little baby." And I was, okay, my oldest, I'm telling a story, and then I've got one about Raina, and then I got to my youngest, and I was like, I don't have any stories about you because I don't remember those first 2 years of life. Like, it was just intense, right? So I was like scrambling through pictures and like videos, and it's amazing how that posterity sits in your brain. And so I'm like, here, I'm going to tell you who you are, and like the memories, like I've been with you from the beginning and will until the end. And I think the same is true for us, right, with God. Like, it's our faith and the things that we pass on to our kids and what we say to them, it matters. And so what one quick little nugget of wisdom or advice would you pass on to our listeners today?
What I would like to say is just see yourself as a witness to your children of what God has done in the past, so that they have hope for what God can do in the future. Because we can't see the future, but we can see the past. And it's our duty to be a witness of what God has done to our children, because they are the ones that are going to be outliving us and going into the next generation and passing things on to their children.
Right. That's good. So good. See what I told you? It's so awesome. I just love you. So if you guys want to download the complete 30 days, you can go to substancechurch.com/moms. That is free, or you can also pick up a copy in the Substance Church stores, which is super exciting. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys soon.